Got the recording started. Wait, is he in the stream? Oh, he's not. So I was telling my friend, I was like, he's completely new to trading, so he doesn't even know what NFP is. I'm like, don't trade today. And then I was like, wait, actually, you know what? Try trading before 8:30, see what happens. For real, I'm praying on his downfall. It's actually crazy. We also have SMT on the lows, but I'm really paying attention to this right now. Let's see. Wonder if this SMT on the daily would even hold up. Because now we have stacked SMT, right? So on the daily we have SMT, right, with the daily candles. And then if you go down to the hourly candles, we also have SMT between these two candles, right? So let's see what happens. Let's see what happens from this balance price range. I was like, yo, you gotta put on some sort of position here. And he's putting on like a long right now or something. I don't know. Price currently above true week open, true day open, true session open, huge regular trading hour gap for Wednesday below as a target, and SMT on the highs. I'm leaning bearish. Would you look for stacked SMT keeping time frame alignment in mind? Daily SMT, you want hourly SMT. You know what, Snows? I haven't thought that far in terms of stacked SMT. I kind of just find them and I'm like, yo, this shit is like OP. But yes, I think that that's valid. So right now we actually have a daily SMT divergence, and then now we're getting an hourly SMT divergence. And like you said, stacked true opens, we're above all of them right now, right? So a lot of bearish signs right now. What is everything that you pay attention to right now? What is it pointing to? Pointing down, right? So we can anticipate for downwards price action as of right now. Of course, NFP being NFP, I don't have like the clearest read on price. I'm just using straight up time. to depict where I think price is gonna go. I don't really use a new day opening gap, to be honest. Bearish. For sure bearish. Wait. Surely we are bearish here. No? Surely we are bearish. I didn't even look at that. We'll have to see though. I don't want to, we're not going to trade NFP, guys. we're not going to trade NFP, guys. If we get some sort of turtle soup, I'm going in, baby. I mean, we're not going to trade NFP. Just found the B adjust button. I was like, why the fuck does my chart look like this? Yeah, that was me before I understood what B adjust was. And then my mentor was like, you gotta turn that shit on. Like, oh. Because there was a time I was like, yo, we're already at all time highs. Like, there's a lot of people asking me, like, we're already at all time highs. Like, why does your chart look different? Like, a long time ago, before we are at all time highs, quote unquote, like, they would turn B adjust off, right? B adjusts for the contract changes, so you have more accurate price action. Since this is a continuous contract, right? I was looking at the Bitcoin SMT divergence and like, I don't know, man. We got stacked SMTs on the highs here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think it's like it's got to push higher here, or we're just gonna freaking plummet. Cause I don't like the look of this. I'll be honest. Look at that. SMT, SMT, 4 hour stacked SMT. You know what I'm saying? Nice, looking good so far. Could turtle soup into this balanced price range? Once again, not pressing any buttons, right? If I'm gonna put in a position here, but it's for study purposes, okay? Strictly for educational purposes. Just imagine if you were in a position. Actually, you know what? We're gonna do a group consensus, okay? Press 1 if you want a short. Press 2 if you want a long. Or sorry, type 1 or type 2. I think the only person with the right answer is obviously Shipwrecked. He said 1 and 2. And that is the only correct answer here. What you're going to do is you're going to go on Apex, all right? You're going to buy 2 accounts. One account you're going to full port long. The other account you're going to full port short, okay? And they don't have a rule against that. So you can pass your challenge just like that, quick and easy. Tell everybody that you got funded through my premium channel. Tell them to join. Tell them that they too can get funded. I'm kidding. That was satire. But they actually don't have a rule against that, which is kind of crazy. So, like, quite literally on high impact news, you can full port long, full port short on Apex accounts and pass. Three more minutes. Gotta get a countdown up in here. Could you describe where the turtle soup is, please? Like in this scenario right now, or like, okay, like turtle soup right here. Oh, okay, yeah. So if we create SMT right here, take out that high into this balanced price range, this hourly balanced price range, this would be an SMT right here. Right, this high would become that SMT divergence, and because this takes out this high, the other markets don't take out this high, then that would create an SMT divergence, which would be that turtle soup entry. I just realized that that high actually has been taken out already. I take it back. So if we were to get some sort of SMT divergence here, 1 minute till NFP. Should we demo? Okay. What's the consensus here? Do you guys think we should put in a demo trade or don't press any buttons? Type 1 for demo, 2 for no pushing buttons. You know what I'm saying? NFP. I was gonna short. I called it, guys. Oh wait, never mind. I didn't call it. I was gonna long actually. Yo, what is going on in ES actually? What the hell? So let's see how we react from this hourly balance price range. If we get anything good. Short! It didn't work. I don't think it's meant to be. Oh, it worked. Oh my goodness. So imagine you're in a real position here because you're new to trading, okay? And you're like hopium. You would have failed your challenge right there. If we take this high, then that means this SMT has been invalidated, and then this the SMT on the lows has been validated instead. So here, like that. If I correct, yeah, like that. So now there's really nothing to do but wait. And what I'm seeing right now is that we're getting a sweep on sell side, a sweep on buy side, right? So it's still technically undetermined which way we're gonna go right now. Right now it's more of just a sweep on liquidity. So if I were to trade, I'm looking at this right now. I'm looking at this. This could be a potential turtle soup on the highs right here. So here's that stacked SMT I was looking for, right? So let's see if it holds. 1 hour equal lows was the entry. Still got 24 minutes for this hourly candle, so not much to really do. Starting at not between 9 and 10:30 today, there will most likely be a trade to be taken, I'll be honest. So let's just see what happens for now. See what price gives us. So if it displaces in a direction, then that can be a very good telltale sign that it wants to go in that direction, right? So now what I'm paying attention to is the high and the low of the 8:30 candle, okay? That's significant because it's a news release candle. So the high and the low of this candle will have a lot of liquidity resting above and below it. So that's something you look out for um whenever there's high impact news. And that was also something I referred to a couple weeks ago, like maybe 2-3 weeks ago. I forgot which news event it was. I think it was CPI. I remember CPI low. Is that what I target? I don't know what you said. Isn't Dodgy's one model based on the data candle? I have no clue. I just use it as a drawn liquidity, but I know I only know his inversion fair value gap. For those of you that haven't seen the announcements, feel free to take a look at announcements, right? Because I did post something on a monthly newsletter launch. If you guys are interested in that, then once we reach like maybe 50 reacts or something like that, I think I'll probably go ahead with that. If we continue bullish, then it's gonna be this drawn liquidity right here. The highs of Monday. Far so good, I think. I don't think anything to really annotate on right now. Price is kind of stalling for a little bit. I think that was the only high impact news for the day. Let me check. Yes, that was the only high impact news of the day. So yeah, I woke up today. My neck is killing me. I think I just slept wrong. I don't even know what I did. My neck is killing me. So right now with why I'm pushing higher like this, invalidates it's gonna invalidate this high. Once this high is taken out, then this SMT is invalidated, right? So just wait for that. I think it's about to happen though. 60 more minutes and then we're gonna start looking for opportunities. So you see how this displacement right here is very telling. So this could be telling us that we're leaning bullish as of right now. And then once this balanced price range is inverted, right, which would be in 15 minutes if we get a closure above it, then it's telling us that immediate order flow is being disrespected to the downside, meaning we're gonna head higher, right? Bearish order flow is being disrespected. And so we're just targeting those liquidity pools to the upside. And if you wait another hour, you'll probably find yourself a hourly unicorn like that or something. Has this been validated? It has been invalidated. Okay. So as of right now, if this is that reaccumulation phase, right? So we have two SMTs. SMT here, accumulation phase, reaccumulation phase on the lows here. I'll just delete that because that's invalidated. So if we have reaccumulation phase here, then what can we expect? We can expect that -5 to -5.5 is potentially to be touched or traded into. I'm just gonna close this short position because there's no more need. But just imagine you took a trade like that. Actually, I feel like I just made the same mistake as I did last week. Did I? Oh yeah. Because last week we touched that high and then I thought we were bearish and then it just shot up. Exact same thing I think is playing out. We use our projection swings, right? Like that. Traded up to the -3.5, -4 standard deviations. Above liquidity. This one, -3.5, -4, but then it's not above liquidity. So I assume we're going to -5 to -5.5. So data high has been taken. Remember that we can use these standard deviations as quote unquote invisible PD arrays, right? So here at -2, -2.5, if you actually extend this out in time, it gets respected as resistance and it gets respected as support. So that becomes quote unquote invisible PD array. And then secondly, now we have -3.5 to -4. We have another quote unquote invisible PD array, right? And so if we flip this, what I'm expecting is some bullish price action. Resistance flip support, right? I'm pretty confident that it's gonna go for Monday high, Elijah. No, I'm gonna trade my funded account. Well, I don't know if I'm like 100% gonna trade my funded account, but if an opportunity comes up, then I'm gonna go for it. The main thing that we don't want to trade is the news event itself. When it's like NFP, CPI, PPI, or FOMC events like that, we don't want to trade the event itself. But then afterwards is when you'll find some sort of trade. This NFP this week is pretty boring though, I'm not gonna lie. It's not much action. For those that know, I'm still paying attention to the hidden SMT divergence. For those that were here for that. So 10 more minutes and we'll have to see. I don't like the lack of displacement right now, I'm going to be honest. The 30-minute has the SMT. Yeah, SMT on these highs right now. I can highlight it for you if you want to look at that SMT. So we'll see what 930 has to offer because that's the equities open rate. Next volatility injection. There will be a bunch of examples how I identify market maker models with SMT divergence when I release the video. I've just been like adding to it and trying to make it as best as possible. And so that way it gives you guys the idea of how I execute on my trades, because essentially what my model is like I said, it's a higher time frame PD array to SMT divergence to lower time frame structure, right? But I've been like trying to go more in depth, and really what it is, it's just, I'm gonna call it stacked market maker models, if that makes sense. So it's like essentially you'll have a larger scale market maker model. You'll have a larger scale market maker model. And then within this area right here is actually a smaller scale market maker model. And that's why my trades are like as explosive as they are. So I'm going to try to explain that as best as I can. And I think this SMT divergence is what will change a lot of things for you guys once you're able to identify it, right? Because here we have SMT divergence on the highs. SMT divergence on the highs. So what is that really? Well, we have one phase right here, the original consolidation or the smart money reversal of this market maker sell model. We have distribution phase right here, SMT, right? And we have a smart money reversal down here with this massive SMT. And then right here, another SMT. So this would be that accumulation phase. And then here we have that final SMT, which is that redistribution, which would be that silver bullet setup is right here. Wait, is this a precision swing point? I literally missed this. This is crazy. Precision swing point right there as well within the silver bullet. But yeah, that's pretty much what I'm trying to get at, is using SMT divergence to kind of identify market maker models, because I get a lot of questions from you guys, and also just people on YouTube. They keep asking me like, how do you identify the phases of a market maker model? And I think SMT is like the most mechanical way you can actually identify, and the most consistent. It's most mechanical and most consistent. So can you explain precision swing point? Um, expecting more bullishness here, by the way. If you're using quarterly theory, right? This is what you're looking at if you're using quarterly theory. Of course, the sessions right now. If you're using the daily, then you can see that it's accumulation, manipulation, and then distribution. Yeah, you do pay attention. She knows. No, I can't call it either. It's from Day. Day is the one that taught that. So the only thing that I can claim as my own is stacked SMT so far, but I don't want to claim it because I feel like somebody definitely also uses it. They just didn't say anything about it. So it's like it's kind of hard to claim something like that. You know what I mean? I've never heard anyone talk about it though. I'll be honest. Stacked SMT. Maybe I should make a lecture on it on YouTube, so then I can like start copywriting it, trademarking it. All right, 9 a.m. everybody. I want to say that SMT on the high matters, but I'm starting to feel like it doesn't matter. And the reason I say that is because we've already flipped this balanced price range, which should have held price. So now that imbalanced price range is a balanced price range, right? So if we ever trade back to it, I'm pretty sure we're gonna find support from it. Nothing really clean to frame our trade off of unless you're looking at the 15 minute. 15 minute would be kind of clean, I think, if we trade back in this fair value gap. This would be a unicorn model, right? So you actually bought in 5.5% higher. Yeah, it'd be like that though. Yeah, I'm gonna delete some of these boxes. It's bothering me. Monday high is about to be tapped into. We'll see what we get here. The biggest confirmation for me here is what happens at previous, or I guess current week high. What kind of reaction do we get? But if I'm looking at I think it's the daily chart, it does look pretty bullish. It looks like we want to leave a fair value gap behind right here, right? So this gap, if we're bullish, we're just going to leave it open. It's going to become an imbalanced price range. Or sorry, it's a balanced price range. And then just drive higher past this high with displacement is what I'm expecting as of right now. We have price matched Monday's high now. See what some cryptos are doing. Isn't it crazy? It's been officially like 1 month since the premium started. Kind of wild. Appreciate you guys. Is there? Thank you guys. I try try to be I try to over deliver. And yeah, going early in the morning is just because I want to make sure I'm here to watch news with you guys so that you guys understand what thought process I'm going through with the new specific news events, right? And then before each week I'll go over the news economic news calendar to kind of give a game plan on thoughts and stuff. But right now, it's Q1. Okay, one thing I do want to like point your attention to is it's Q1 of March, right? So if you were to zoom out on the 4-hour chart, let's see if I can just hide. Actually, I'm just gonna delete it. It's fine. So if we zoom out and you look at the monthly quarters, if it wants to load. I'm New York time zone. Right. So if you zoom out and look at monthly quarters, what do we have in the first quarter of the month? It's Q1, right? What do we have? Exactly. And this is probably why, like, if you struggled to trade this week, like, it's going to be a little more interesting because we are between this high and this low, right? And we've just been kind of trading in between it. So normally, any sane ICT trader would be like, oh, yeah, we're going for these lows for sure. Like midweek, right? We're going for these lows for sure. And then we just displace higher. And what do we do at the end of the week? We generated equal highs. And so next week, starting on, well, actually, we're going to have to wait till, oh, yeah, sorry. Next week, whatever the opening price is, we can start gauging where our manipulation is taking place. And so if we continue trading higher, I'm expecting some sort of downward price action. And obviously, that's not something we want to see in the stock market, but as a intraday trader, we love to see it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's my game plan as of right now. You just have to zoom out and pay attention to those things. And this is what I meant by, I don't know how many of you guys were here for this, but I was talking about top down analysis in terms of time and then top down analysis in terms of price. So, in terms of time, what I'm doing is I'm paying attention to all the cycles right now. What is this current cycle doing? What is the top cycle doing right now? Well, the top cycle for index futures is monthly cycles. So, starting for the 4-hour chart, looking at the monthly cycles, what is price doing right now? It's accumulating. It's going to be a choppier week. Okay, if that's the case, then let's dissect this monthly quarter into weekly quarters, right? And so we can do that. Okay, so now it looks a little more clear, doesn't it, on the weekly quarters? So now we on the weekly quarters we can anticipate accumulation, manipulation on Tuesday, distribution on Wednesday, and then Thursday is that continuation or reversal. And that's why yesterday I was leaning bullish, is because we haven't met our final objective yet. What is our final objective? Well, we can project our time based manipulation, right? So in this case, our time-based manipulation is Tuesday. That's how I use my standard deviations, right? So let me make sure I have the correct projection here. Right? So Now that I think about it, our time-based objective has not been met, and so leaning bearish this morning was incorrect bias probably. But what I was thinking was this was our objective right here that we tapped into. That's why I was leaning bearish. We tapped into this equal highs right here, and then after that we got SMT divergence on the highs. So I was looking for lower prices, right? So does it start making a lot more sense? This is how I build higher time frame narrative. So I'm doing top-down analysis in terms of time right now. Does that make sense? Beautiful. And so from here, let's say let's say Monday played out, we know it's accumulation. So Tuesday, we can go into the market and start dissecting price even further for the daily cycles. Also, this is the indicator. It's day quarterly theory by 2 degrees, for those wondering. And so now we can dissect it even further, expecting bearishness on Tuesday, for example. Okay, so what do we get? Accumulation. I think during one of these quarters we had SMT divergence. Yes, we had SMT divergence on the highs right here, right? So now you can start gauging that as manipulation in the market to go lower, right? And then once that happens, on Wednesday, what are we leaning towards? Bullish, right? Because now we're anticipating for distribution higher after the manipulations occurred. This over, right? And that's why on Wednesday I was leaning bullish, is because I was saying we need some sort of manipulation on low resistance liquidity, and then we'll see higher prices. Which I initially thought it was this run lower where I took a short, and then we took this run higher for that tape reading, right? And then we ended up coming lower again to create this bigger SMT divergence to run out the rest of the low resistance liquidity, right? And then we create that massive divergence. So on Thursday, you have to ask yourself, has the cycle's objective been met? Well, using our time-based weekly projection, we understand that our objective has not been met, right? And so that's why Thursday I was leaning bullish. Does that make a lot of sense or no? Okay. And so now going into Thursday, we can expect bullishness. On Thursday, I assume that our weekly objective has been met, being this high. And that's why I was leaning bearish. And that's why today I thought we were going to be bearish. So that's my thought process. That's literally it. And so if our weekly objective has been met, that means we are going to get a TGIF setup. Meaning that we're going to get a retracement 20 to 30% back into the weekly range, which we actually did. Wait, did we? We did. With the initial NFP manipulation. But that's just what I was expecting. Yeah. Man, I feel like I just simplified that so well. And I just had a moment there. You know what I'm saying? Kidding. And then from here, if you want to dissect even further, then you're going to go into your session quarters, right? And from there, you can go into your micro session and then you get nano session. You know what I'm saying? So it's just top-down analysis in terms of time. Once you understand time, you look for price. So what are we in right now? Market maker buy model, right? I mean, I guess it's really time and price, but it's like in terms of time, it tells you what to expect already. where to expect things. You know what I'm saying? That's why quarterly theory is so powerful. When 0.1 second chart. Bro, honestly, if there were millisecond charts, bro, I'll be on them all day. I like speed running my scalps, you know what I'm saying? That is not the chart I wanted to use. Uh, does the 9 a.m. candle count as a market structure shift or tapping? Top doesn't count. I wouldn't. When you see a market structure shift, you want to see like displacement through. That's what you want to see. No, trust me, Snows. I can see us going bearish too. Like that's why I've been so heavily bearish. Who did you learn the most from? I'm gonna be honest. I don't know what it was, but like when I first started using quarterly theory, it just clicked with me, like for me, and it just like made a lot of sense for some reason. And so that's when I started like learning a lot of things. And then by joining Day's mentorship, he started confirming a lot of theories I had about quarterly theory. And then that's when I started like getting even better with quarterly theory. But when it comes to selecting your mentors, you have to ask, and I've said this before, you have to ask when it comes to selecting your mentors, what are you trying to learn? Like, what is the skill set you're trying to learn here? And what is your mentor really, really good at? Well, for me, when I was trying to learn price action, who's really good at price action? The MMXM trader. So I bought his course, I studied it, and I got really good at market maker models, right? Because my question before learning price was, what is the end goal of ICT? The end goal of ICT is to be able to identify market maker models, and within that market maker model, you will find every other model that ICT has ever released. Silver bullet, what is that really? It's a second phase accumulation or distribution of a market maker model. Unicorn model, what is that really? It's a liquidity sweep with a market structure shift with a fair value gap. What is that also really? It's the 2022 mentorship model. Where do you find that? Within the specific phases of a market maker model. So everything comes back to market maker model. But what makes up a market maker model? Time and price, right? So who was really good at price? The MMXM trader, so I learned from him. Who was really good at identifying time? Trader Day, so I started learning from Day. Who is the master of simplicity? Casper. Exactly. So I took him on as my mentor, and he simplified my thinking. And by simplifying my thinking, Jesse enabled me to grow exponentially, because I was able, from that moment on, I was able to mix everything together, right? That's why now I know how to use time and price extremely effectively, because Jesse simplified my psychology. And so the source of it, okay, now is like, who was the source of all of this? It was ICT. So obviously learning directly from ICT from the start of my journey was very benefiting. Ryan is like, okay, so if you were to ask that, so like, what is Ryan really good at? You have to ask yourself that. He's really good at inversion fair value gaps, in my opinion. And so because of that, I wanted to get more in depth. I wanted to understand how to trade market maker models. I wanted to understand when the market expands. I want to understand how to manage my trades effectively. Inversion fair value gap alone did not satisfy that for me. And so although his model works, although his model is good, it didn't satisfy what I was looking for. What I was looking for is, and I don't want to say, I don't want to say like necessarily you have to learn everything, but that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to be ICT level or better. That's essentially that was my end goal, right? And so that's why I was going so deep into this stuff. You ever ask yourself why is it that whenever ICT enters a trade, why does it go quickly in his favor? Why does he pretty much never endures drawdown? Why is that? So I had to dig deeper, right? Dylan at Adora sometime. Is that a show or something? Sorry, I'm not sure what that is. Adora Trading. Sorry, I haven't heard of them. Yeah, that's the one I'm looking at, Snows. I think right now what I'm saying is a lot more valuable though than just analysis. Obviously analysis is like pretty awesome, but like I think that this is something I need to get through to your heads because if you don't know this, then you can very easily be misguided. I was lucky enough to have mentors from the get go to teach me these things. And so, as you guys are trusting me to teach you, I have to teach you these things. So that's why I'm saying I might not be the person that resonates most with you. I'm telling you that you need to decide who your mentor is. Who who you like who you feel like actually is able to transfer their experience and knowledge to you. That makes sense? And I know it like me saying these things, obviously it loses me customer. Like you guys are low key my like customers for the premium Discord, right? It doesn't benefit me at all to say these things, but I'm saying this because I want you guys to get this as soon as possible. And that's why whenever people ask me for straight up signals, I'm telling you you're in the wrong mindset. Or not, I'm not pointing at any of you specifically, but good morning, Daniel. But yeah, anyways. Like on a real note though, like when you guys ask like for any people that ask for signals, it's like it's not about the signals. You know what I mean? It's not about the signals. I can tell you my thought process and everything, but it's really difficult for me to give signals. Like that's the thing. It's like if you're looking for signals, you're in the wrong place. I'm sorry. Like I just find it really difficult to give signals because when I'm in a trade, it requires like all my focus. That's why whenever I'm in a trade, I go like pretty much completely silent. There you go. That's your signal. Anyways, not much to really do right now. We're inside this Fair Valley Gap on the 15-minute. Let's see what's going on here actually. Yeah. Like no hard feelings. Like I'm here to teach you how to fucking like that saying, like teach you how to fish, not give you a fucking fish. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, there's nothing that really interests me right now, I'm gonna be honest. It's like we failed to push above that high. We're trading back into bullish PD rays, but because we don't have that kind of conviction, I don't like it. I personally do not like it. We also have SMT on the highs. We failed to really manipulate this high out. It's like we just tapped exactly the same price. So nothing super interesting right now. We say bullish PD rays are those PD arrays above price or like a BISI. So bullish PD arrays are just PD arrays that you expect price to go to respond bullish to. So if you have like a bullish fair value gap, you expect it to respond bullishly, right? If you have a bullish breaker, you expect price to respond bullishly. So that's a bullish PD array. Bearish PD array is just vice versa. I'll see them here, and I've joined because you and I are somewhat alike. I used to play professional FPS. R6. Okay, we'll play some R6 together. I suck at R6 now, though. I'm not gonna lie. I'm so bad at that game now. Please for my training stuff. I appreciate the kind words, bro. Appreciate it. And the crazy thing is, I haven't even publicly like promoted this mentorship yet. But I think majority of you guys will appreciate if there's less people in this mentorship. That's why I'm kind of keeping it more low key as of right now. I think the biggest complaint that I've seen from other groups is like, oh, they just invite like a billion people to their server. They don't care about the individual students, and they just make money from the mentorship, whatever. 'Cause I'm be honest, anything I get from this mentorship is extra. It's like a cherry on top. So it's like for all you guys here, that's why I appreciate you guys, because you guys, it's like a cherry on top. We'll have a group meetup one day. I'll pay for some sort of convention or something. You guys can all like fly out. I think that'd be pretty cool. That's gonna be pretty far down the road though, most likely. Yeah, the couple months before were pretty tricky. So this is the hourly balance price range we're in right now. So you can potentially look for something. No SMT though. I think there's also a 15-minute gap, right, or something. Yes, there's a 15-minute gap, so like on the 1 minute, possibly you could find a long. I'll put on a paper trade. I'll just manage it with you guys if you guys long. Yeah, I'm expecting this to kind of hold here. This low specifically. So this low is what I'm looking at. This is the SMT low. So if we're respecting it, this would be that position. 15-minute for value gap. Expecting price to accelerate here to go higher. If we're bullish, we need to see quick movement now. That's just what we want to see from SMT divergence is quick movement. Fastest high is where we need that displacement. This is that fair value gap, by the way. The fair value gap high right here. So with this displacement, I'm not afraid to trail my stop loss to this order block body. Okay, the order block body right here. So I need to see some sort of fair value gap created on the 1 minute now, past this high, right? That's what I want to see. And then your TP could be this equal high up here. Right now, this fair value gap is what I'm paying attention to. Immediate order flow, right? Not a very good reaction. I'm paying attention to this volume balance, right? This order block is still my last line of defense. Stopped out. That was unfortunate. The main reason I took this trade is because we have SMT. If you look at ES and YM, we're still holding in bullish PD arrays, right? So now we can refer back to the 15-minute, see what's going on here. I think I just kind of moved my stop loss prematurely, possibly. This is 9:30 over here. Wait, let me look at the 9:30 candle. I literally forgot about that. That's interesting. So now that this is being disrespected on the 15-minute, if we get a closure below that, then I'm assuming we're just going for data lows right here, and then we can look for a short. Very choppy right now. I'm gonna go back to the 5-minute and see. I still think we're gonna go for these equal highs though. I feel like that's very like obvious drawn liquidity. This hourly order block we tapped into. There's nothing clean here. That's the only thing that's kind of putting me off. $15-minute breaker at 7 a.m. I'm taking a look at this, but I don't think it's gonna hold. Is because if we tap into like this initial tap right here, where I entered that position on the long, it should have gave us displacement higher. Wait, RTH gap mid. I honestly do not use the RTH gap. That's something I'm gonna have to study more. Like we still have these SMTs on the low, but it's just we'll have to see if it gives us some sort of entry. Yeah, I see here. I still think that these equal highs are the draw though. It's a little too clean, you know what I'm saying? I don't even know what loss we took. I'm just gonna put 0.75R long. This SMT is still holding though. Right here. We're still technically, that would be that 15-minute fair value gap. Interesting, because it's not being respected the way I would like it to be. Yeah, I mean, you could take a long here if you wanted to. I'm not going to push a button here, but if you wanted to, I'm looking at this order block right here specifically. And then we have a unicorn model within that as well, which could potentially put us into the equal highs. And I'd put the stop loss below this order block low. And then past this high, we need displacement now pretty much. So within this candle, I'd like to see some sort of displacement higher. Otherwise, don't really like this. Yeah, this is interesting. Paying attention to the midpoint as well. We have a miniature turtle soup right here. I don't know if you count it as a turtle soup, but that would be like a 5-second turtle soup right there. This looks so bearish on the 5-second though, but we have equal highs up here, so. At this point, I just trail my stop loss to this order block if you're in a long. Need to see displacement. If we engulf this down close candle, then that would become a propulsion block that I'm not afraid to trail my stop loss to. So we close above that candle body low. And this is where I would like to see a fair value gap left behind. So this is where I want to see a breakaway gap. I don't like how this candle's playing right now, but we still have 20 seconds for it, so a lot can happen. Stops to the bottom of this breaker right here. This blue breaker, or this blue up close candle is the breaker. Because we created this fair value gap here. So I don't want that to really get tapped into. I would prefer this to be a breakaway gap. So expecting this to be a breakaway gap, I can just move my stop loss up here. And then now I'm pretty sure, yeah, your stop is in profit at this point. Or it should be, because this was our entry point right here. And so I'm watching this high right now. Because before we rejected heavily from this fair value gap, I need to see displacement past it now. and then flip it into those equal highs. That's what I need to see. So I'm a little more cautious as of right now because we've reacted extremely bearishly from this earlier. So I'm more cautious. If we're bullish, we should not see any bearishness from this point on at this, because then we already had that liquidity sweep from this once. Yeah, that's what I was expecting, Daniel. I'm paying attention at the back of my mind since I'm trading 1 minute. I'm paying attention to the micro session. So we have accumulation, manipulation, distribution, right? So now that we've pretty much inverted this, I want to see this up close candle here act as a mitigation block. Any PDRAs within this area should be respected. Oh, I don't like that. Okay. Better keep going higher. Wait around. There's still 25 seconds for this candle, but I'm holding this stop loss right now, right here. You better prove me right, market. So now I'm putting my stop loss at this candle wick low, the one that just got formed, because this low, it's respecting order flow, right? It should not be revisited again. This is where you need to see acceleration. We expect acceleration now to the target. Like it's now or never, pretty much, in my opinion. I move my stop loss to this candle wick low, candle wick low, because any sort of bearish price action, that's not something I want to be in. Like I don't want to withstand that kind of drawdown. Like if this was me trading, because I'm already putting my stop loss how many points in profit? Like 28.5 points in profit, right? So that's already more than enough. If I get stopped in profit, I'm happy with that. You know what I mean? And this is also a point in price where I want to see price fly higher into my target already. If it doesn't, then, well, we have an SMT divergence of the highs too, right? So it's not a risk I'm willing to take right now. Especially with this choppy price action, the fact that you can already catch, let's say, 30 points is really good. No, I wouldn't move my stop loss right now. I just leave it where it is. Paying attention to this high, 950 candle high. We need displacement above it into our target, and then we're done. Oh yeah, I can do that. Levi, I got you. So past this high, I want to see displacement, right? So not something I like right now. I'm gonna move my stop loss to this mitigation block low, which is this up close candle right here. So from these down close candles, I should be seeing support. It shouldn't really go below these ones right here. I should be seeing expansion from these. And so if we're going past this high, I would like to see displacement at this point. Still paying attention to these candle body lows. These candle bodies for the down close candle, sorry. So you see how all three markets are now starting to struggle a little bit to get higher. So that's not a sign I want to see if I'm in a long, right? So that's why right now I'm willing. The longer it takes, okay. I think a good rule of thumb for my style of trade management is your trade management should be occurring in like a timely fashion. That makes sense. So like let's say on average if I'm trading on the 1 minute, on average every minute or sorry, every 3 minutes I'm moving my stop loss at least a little closer. You know what I mean? So right now I'd be moving my stop loss to this candle body low, expecting price to expand into my target already. So if the longer price stalls, the more the more the higher the chance that my stop loss will be hit because I'm trailing my stop loss even though it's stalling. Does that make sense? Yes, this is how I keep a high win rate. This is that final push. I need to see that target hit, and once we hit that, done, right? That's our TP right there. Boom, TP. There you go. So that was a 59 point trade, right? Like, sorry, my voice cracked. If you want to leave a runner, you can, and you're going to want to pay attention how price displaces past this point. But if I was in this trade, I'd just be full out. Because 60 points is more than enough, right? Like, are you able to catch that consistently every day? You gotta ask yourself that. And I find that every day on average, I'm consistently able to catch probably like 30. Actually, I don't know. I think like 100 point to 200 point trades. It's probably like once a week or like maybe once every 2 weeks. But yeah, good shit, Daniel. Proud of you. I'm proud of you. There you go. That was a quick 2 hour trade, actually. That's good. So if you have a runner, you want to see. This is where. Okay, this is where the difference is. If you have a runner right now, it's okay to see a bigger retracement because you've hit your target. So if you get a bigger retracement, you're still bullish. Keep that in mind. This is where it'll scare a lot of people out of the market as it comes lower. But if you have a runner, you already took profit. You already paid yourself, right? So you can potentially see that. All right, so I think that's as much signal I would be able to give you guys. So like if that is satisfactory, there you go. That's a signal. I can't update this because I didn't take that trade, but I'm just gonna annotate it as like the group took a 2.43R. I took a trade on this first one. I took a loss, and then the second one I was tape reading for you guys. But you guys see how like the framework stays the same. I'm just using micro sessions now. 15-minute Peter Ray, 1-minute SMT divergence, right? Long, right? Same thing. Exact same framework, right? I didn't take the trade like the second trade, but I think that enabled me to like focus on managing it for you guys. But overall, like we're still up on the week, you know what I mean? Like I'm up like 7 points. 7 point. Oh wait, no, I'm still up 8.09R this week, and then the group is up like 6Rs. I don't even know. Thriving. That's great. Earlier in the session, you said you expect to move towards the 5 standard deviations. At what point did you back off only to expect to hit the equal highs? The reason I quote unquote backed off and expect the equal highs is because I'm trading the 1-minute chart. That's the only thing. So it's like it depends on my time frame as well. So like that could very well be the target for today, but I'm more than happy with a 60-point move. You know what I mean? I took the first one, took the loss, and switched short and another loss. It is what it is. Back stronger. Yeah, it's okay, Snows, honestly. It's fine. Ethan, what feels better, a TP or a one tap? I'm gonna have to go with. I gotta say the one tap, bro. It depends how good the one tap is, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, it really depends. Like if I'm like flicking, like if I'm breaking my wrist to get that one tap, definitely the one tap. But like if the TP is like a 400-point trade, you know what I mean? Like it's gotta be the TP. That's crazy, bro. One tap, what does that mean? It's like a video game term for like it's like you just headshot someone with one bullet and they die. Like that's what a one tap is. It's like a video game term. So who's satisfied with today's stream? Cause like I am low key exhausted from trade managing. Trade managing, like the way I do, I'm not gonna lie, it's very, very exhausting. So and I yeah. Like I don't know if you guys see it, but it's just like when you're doing this on your own too, like it's very exhausting because it's like, oh, we're looking here, okay, paying attention to these, have to look at that, expecting this right now, that, right? So it's like a lot. During the Q&A session or something, I would like to learn more about you how to use mitigation blocks. Yeah, we can go over that for sure. I'm not gonna lie, I feel like I do so many more streams than other people and they charge more. But I'm like, I was thinking to myself, I'm like, I was thinking like, you know what? Like I'm literally sitting at my computer trading the exact same time that I put these streams out anyways. So I might as well just broadcast it. But one last question, I'm still in the trade and managing stop loss. What is a reasonable target that I should look for? So once again, that -5 to -5.5 standard deviations, I think that's completely fine. You can look for that area up here, right? But if I were to manage your trade, since you entered on the 1 minute, I would say, did you did you pay yourself yet, Thriving? If you didn't take a partial, I suggest you take a partial now, so then you can have a wider stop loss. Just tight stop loss. I would say, okay, this is what I recommend: is you take a partial, take like let's say 50% of your position, and then that way you're paying yourself. You're making sure that you're paying yourself. And then you still have 50% of your position to go to whatever target you want. And so now you can manage. What I'm looking at is, if I'm looking at the 5 minute chart, this fair value gap should not be traded back into, right? Because I'm looking at this as a breakaway gap right now. Looks good though. Getting that expansion, right? It's just, it's hard to like confirm if there's a target up there or not because there is no liquidity up there. Like, I'm just gonna say that there is no liquidity up there, so careful. We still have the SMT on the highs, but I think Bitcoin is gonna run higher, especially with dollar going lower. I think that we're gonna have some sort of extreme bull run. I mean, we've been in a bull run, you know what I mean? In a crazy bull run. Shots, NQ on the daily. Yeah, that's solid. I like that. Yeah, with that being said, I think I'm gonna hop off a little earlier here because I do have some extra work to catch up on. Yeah. Really good stuff today, everybody. Nice, good shit. Good shit, Elijah. Alright, everybody, have a great day and thanks for spending your Friday morning with me. I'll see you guys on Monday for a lecture on sequential SMT. Either sequential SMT or market maker models, it depends. Whatever you guys want. So yeah. Have a great day, everybody, and thanks for coming by again.